Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking an exclusive under-the-hood look into the ultimate recipe for a premium cybersecurity lesson. Have you ever wondered what actually goes into designing a world-class 30 to 60-minute technical masterclass? Well, we managed to get our hands on the foundational blueprint for a course titled Cybersecurity Masterclass 2026. But instead of just looking at the finished product, we're going to reverse engineer it. We're going to deconstruct the exact requirements, frameworks, and teaching strategies designed to take someone from an absolute beginner all the way to a working freelance professional. So buckle up, because the level of sheer detail required to build this thing is genuinely mind-blowing.
Okay, let's dive into this. Before a single word is even taught, the instructor's persona is established with, honestly, incredible rigor. The blueprint demands that the creator embody not just one role, but a multidisciplinary titan of the industry. We're talking about channeling a senior cybersecurity engineer, an ethical hacker, a SOC analyst, a penetration tester, a digital forensics expert, a cloud security architect, and a malware analyst, all rolled into one. And not just that, an instructor with over 20 years of hands-on experience. This isn't just about reciting facts, it's about framing the entire lesson through the lens of deep, battle-tested expertise.
So to unpack all of this, we've broken down 27 dense requirements into 5 core educational pillars: the Masterclass blueprint, theory meets practical application, professional workflows, career growth and certifications, and finally, assessment and future scope.
All right, starting us off with pillar number 1, the Masterclass blueprint.
Now, to put this into perspective, think of the course as a massive, complete 30-day journey. The specific module we're deconstructing today lands right in week 3, which is entirely dedicated to penetration testing. More specifically, this is the exact lesson plan for day 21, covering the topic of reporting. Notice how highly structured that is? By day 21, the student has been deep in the trenches, and now they're learning one of the most critical, yet honestly often overlooked aspects of cybersecurity: how to actually report your findings clearly.
Get this, to pull off just this one single lesson on day 21, the blueprint demands exactly 27 distinct structural elements. 27. Most of us don't put that much planning into a month's worth of work, right? It requires everything from a highly professional introduction and establishing why the topic actually matters, all the way down to providing strict references. It's a gold standard for instructional design, ensuring absolutely no stone is left unturned in that 30 to 60-minute window.
Let's move to and see how this builds with Pillar 2, theory meets practical application.
Now, what's really interesting here is the incredible balance it strikes. You've got your absolute foundational theory: text, diagrams, visual explanations, building that necessary intellectual base. But, reading about a bike doesn't mean you can ride one. So there's an immediate mandatory pivot to a practical demonstration and a live lab. The student isn't just memorizing what a penetration testing report looks like. They are literally watching it being built live and then executing it themselves. It's that dual-track approach that makes the learning truly stick.
But here's the catch. How do you actually make all that high-level theory and live lab work accessible? While the blueprint has a strict, uncompromising rule, everything must be explained in very simple English. No jargon, just for the sake of jargon. The lesson has to ground these highly technical concepts using real-world examples and actual client project examples. This just goes to show that true expertise isn't about using big words. It's about making the complex feel incredibly simple and applicable to real life.
Moving right along to our third pillar: professional workflows and tools.
This part is a real game changer. It goes way beyond just memorizing technical keystrokes. The curriculum actually mandates teaching industry best practices, common mistakes, security tips, and true professional workflows. Think about the sheer value of that. The student is being warned about the exact rookie mistakes that get junior analysts fired, while learning the efficiency tricks that senior engineers use to save time. It's teaching operational maturity straight from those 20 years of required instructor experience.
And this brilliantly illustrates how the course avoids becoming obsolete the second it's published. The blueprint explicitly forces the instructor to cover relevant AI tools alongside the absolute latest cyber attacks. In a field like cybersecurity, the threat landscape evolves literally every single day. By forcing the integration of modern AI and current attack vectors into the reporting process, the lesson guarantees the student is ready for the industry of today, not 5 years ago.
Okay, on to our fourth pillar, career growth and certifications.
So the crucial point here is ROI, return on investment. This lesson isn't just teaching reporting in a vacuum. The blueprint requires mapping the content directly to major industry standard certifications, like the CEH, Security Plus, PNPT, OSCP, or the CISSP. Furthermore, it explicitly requires interview questions, specific salary information, a mapped-out career roadmap, and even a freelancer's perspective. It's the whole shebang. The learner is being taught not just how to do the job, but how to land the job, pass the exams, and exactly what they should be getting paid for it.
Which brings us to our final section, Pillar 5, Assessment and Future Scope. So how do we know the student actually learned anything? Through a pretty grueling multi-step testing sequence. It kicks off with a solid summary and references, and then bam, a 20-question quiz for immediate recall. But multiple choice doesn't really cut it in the real world, right? So that's followed by assigned homework, a mini project, and finally a full-blown project. This guarantees the learner hasn't just passively zoned out during a video, they've been forced to put hands on keyboard and prove they've mastered the material.
This entire blueprint literally leaves nothing to chance, right down to demanding a final discussion on the future scope of the topic. It's just a masterclass in instructional design, cramming decades of experience, practical labs, career coaching, and intense testing into one seamless roadmap. Looking at the sheer depth of what goes into just one single day of this curriculum, I just have to ask, are you ready to step into the future scope of cybersecurity reporting? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep learning.